So the Children's Board hosted a Child Safety Summit in the spring. We invited all of our provider agencies and anyone really working in the field with children and families to come in and talk about this issue of the 3 leading causes of preventable child death. And it was a great conversation about how we need concise messaging, the same messaging, something very easily understood by the public. And it was determined that the Department of Children and Families, ECHRD, JWB, which is the Juvenile Welfare Board, and the Children's Board would all put in funds to launch a public awareness campaign. Today, the core partners got together to do the final rating session for the firm that's going to be chosen for the public awareness campaign. We narrowed it down to the top 4. We will rate those and award the contract with one of these firms. In this day and age with social media and the internet, we are so bombarded with information. And if we have one succinct, concise message and everyone's saying the same thing, we have better success in getting through to people.
VINCEREMOS started 33 years ago. Our founder wanted to be involved with horses and wanted to be involved with individuals with disabilities. And this was the perfect combination. We have 23 horses in the program. We see 155 riders a week. The foster kids program, we work very closely together, DCF and VINCEREMOS, and those riders, they come once a week to volunteer. They support the riders with disabilities in grooming horses and tacking them up. They support that whole class, getting the riders on, getting the riders off. In particular, we have some boys right now who need to get community service hours, and they're finding it very difficult to find places who will take them to do those hours. So they know that they can come here, they can call us, and that confidence, that ability to say, well, I volunteer at VINCEREMOS, or I work with kids with disabilities, that's a big deal. So these riders are concentrating on building their core strength, building their large muscle strength. Just holding their head up is difficult for them, so they're really working on themselves. As you can see from their faces, the smiles are from ear to ear every time they come. Just the opportunity to come here and spend time with the horses.
Food banking is a concept that started in the late 1960s, and it's a really efficient way to get that extra food and put it out there to the people who need help. And we do that through a system of about 550 partner feeding programs. These are emergency food pantry programs, shelter programs, soup kitchens, places where people are turning for help. We get most of our food from companies within the food industry. And then the remainder of it comes from community food drives that are contributed, literally hundreds of individual drives that are turned in every year. So what happens is these partner agencies who are going to be distributing this back at their locations can see what we have in our inventory pretty much online. They go online and they can see it in real time. They figure out what they need for their program, and then they email that to us. And our guys go ahead and pull it and have it waiting for them when they come down for their shopping appointment. When you're moving 63 million pounds of food through here a year, you have to be really efficient in how that works. We hold about 2 million at a time, so that gives you a sense of how quickly it moves through here. And we know that that's a fraction of what's really possible. So as we ramp up over time with the help of the community, we feel like we're ready to do that now.
Cheshire Heart started in a time of a crisis in 2012 when there was an economically situation that we were getting a lot of foreclosures. So what we did is we said that we had an idea that we knew that the church could come and help our community. Our job is to make sure that we provide them with the help, not only spiritual, but the first 72 hours of food and clothing. So Cheshire Heart, the first thing we did is we provided a food bank in each of the 3 main hubs. There's been a lot of partnership with our chaplaincy. Farm Share is one of the ones that supplied me all the food. Families and even victims come back and share their heart by giving their old clothes. Everything that you see here is donation clothes for their children. It's amazing how the first thing that a mother comes is look for their children's little things that they can wear. We have donations of good new shoes sometimes that we get, baby stuff, but it's how God really supplies, all the needs. So I think that the key here is the work and the partnership between the state allowing the church to come in and be able to support them and help them. And of course, that's the call of the church. So It's nothing new for the church, except that we're collaborating.